North Surrey, live from Tolworth Tower. This is 107.8 Radio Jackie.
Efforts are continuing to recapture the city of Mosul in what's described as one of the biggest military battles in Iraq for several years. Iraqi, Kurdish and Shia forces are being supported by US airstrikes. The city was home to more than 2 million people before being taken over by Islamic State in 2014. Mayor General Chip Chapman is former head of counter-terrorism at the Ministry of Defence. He says the group have nowhere to run.
One of the tactics for IS in the future is to melt away into the civilian population and become a terrorist organisation, because the high point of IS as an insurgent army and the high point of IS as a governing territorial caliphate has gone.
Former UKIP leadership contender Stephen Wolfe has quit the party, saying it's riddled with infighting. He's also made a complaint to police about a row with UKIP MEP Mike Hookham, which ended up with him in hospital.
I'm now going to stand as an independent MEP to allow myself to get out of the quagmire that has become the infighting, the bitterness and the internecine warfare that's just going on, that's making the whole party ungovernable.
Mr Hookham has previously denied hitting Stephen Wolfe. Police are appealing for help in tracing a cyclist who's been flashing at females in Bulletin. 2 incidents were reported on the 11th of October at around 8 a.m. in Arch Road and Mayfield Road. He's described as a white man aged in his early to mid-20s and of a slim to average build. He has short dark hair and stubble on his face. He was wearing light grey tracksuit bottoms and a grey sweatshirt. Police are urging anyone with information to contact them. Elsewhere, the chair of the inquiry into historical child sex abuse is due to answer questions from MPs this afternoon. Professor Alexis Jay, who's only been in the job for 9 weeks, says it's been very testing so far. Members of the Home Affairs Select Committee are likely to ask her about the resignation of the previous chair. The inquiry has been dogged with issues, but Professor Jay denies its work is doomed to failure.
I understand why people might see it like that, and we'll do everything we can to restore the faith of victims and survivors as we go forward. And of course this has been very difficult, but I must emphasise that everyone in this inquiry is working very hard to get on with the work.
Figures released by the Runnymede Trust show that black Londoners are nearly 5 times more likely to be homeless than white people. The charity has called on Sadiq Khan to help the group who are currently worst affected by the housing crisis. The 3 West London boroughs are Haringey, where black people are nearly 10 times more likely to be homeless, with Kingston coming a close second. In sports, Championship leaders Norwich are at Fulham tonight, looking to stay top of the table. Second place Newcastle travel to Barnsley and sits just 1 point behind. Norwich boss Alex Neil says he's not worrying about extending the gap to their title rivals.
We've got a good points tally at the moment for the games that we've played, and we want to make sure we try and continue to add the points to our tally, basically. We'd need to win and others would need to lose. We're not in control of what others do, so we just need to make sure that we keep adding points.
That's the latest. I'm Josh Doctor.
Brentford, Carshalton and Balham. This is the sound of South.